Nowadays every program has a nice GUI, so you want a very pretty overlay for your Java application, then JavaFX is perfect for you. But instead of creating the whole overlay with code, which is very time consuming, you can use the scene builder. Just download the scene builder with the first link in the description. It's available for Windows, macOS and Linux. After opening up the scene builder, you can choose between a simple and a complex preset, but I will create a new blank file. On the left side you can see all the different panes and widgets you can use and simply drag and drop into the workspace. What kind of pane you choose depends on what's the purpose of your application. If you need more than one pane to display different things, you can wrap those in a split lane, just like in the complex application preset. To know what's special about the single pane types, check out the second link in the description. My application will be a simple shopping list, which you will be able to save in a file or database, but I will make a video on that soon. For this tutorial's purpose, I will choose an anchor pane. Just drag and drop and the anchor pane is already showing up in the hierarchy on the left side. When clicking on it, you can see the properties, the layout and the code settings in the right tab. In the layout settings, I will set the preferred size to 1280 by 720. For our shopping list, we also need a text field for the items we have to buy and a text field for the amount of items we have to buy. For demonstration purposes, we will create a text field to display the things that we added to our shopping list, which we will have in a separate anchor pane. But you will not be able to type anything into that text field. The last thing we need is a label for telling the user that he has to input his item in the item text field and a label for the amount. To write our output into that text field, we also need a button. But because I want two anchor panes beside each other, I will delete that anchor pane, drag an H-box in here, set my new size, and drag two anchor panes into that one. For the H-box being completely filled, but both anchor panes having the same size, I will just set the preferred size to the same very high amount, which is in my case 10,000. Now I just have to drag another V-box into my left anchor pane, into that two more H-boxes. Into the first H-box my two labels go, one for the item, one for the amount. And in the other H-box go two text fields, of which one has to be bigger than the other. For the anchor pane on the right, I just have to drag in another text field, and I would also give it a label to see that it's the output. I just need one more thing, which is the button, and I will pull this just in the middle of the left anchor pane. Let's save this FMX file now, and for that we choose the folder where our Java project is set to. So you better create a new Java project before you start working on your layout. I already did that and this is my project folder. So I'm going to create a new folder and name it scenes, where I can save the FMX file now. I'm naming the file mainscene.fxml in this case. The single items of JavaFX can be modified using CSS. So let's first create a new folder for our CSS files and then create a new CSS file for our example, background colors. In the scene builder you can also set the color in the properties at the section style. Just click in the first text field, type background, and the FX background color should automatically appear. In the second field you have to declare the color or color code. I will set the ID of background just to background. In the background ID we set the background color to whatever color we want. For that I go to any color picker and pick a color I want. I want a blue color, so probably not that dark but not that light, so I'll probably just go for that one. And let's do the same thing for the text and the button color. Back to our anchor pane, I can now set the ID to background because I set it to background. And as you can see, the color already changed. Let's do the same thing for all the other items. Now we have two more things to do, which is create two classes, a main class and a controller class, and set the controller. So below the hierarchy we have the controller. Here we can set our controller class. What you have to write here consists out of the package and the class name. I will now create a package called main, and my class will be called main controller. So I will write main.mainController. And now I obviously have to create the package and the two classes. Our main class includes the start method, so we can create a window. For that, this class has to extend the application class. Now we have to add the unimplemented methods, which is the start method, and that's it. To be able to access our text fields, so for example to write what we get from those text fields into the output text field, we have to give them IDs. We can do that in the code section where it says fx ID. Let's just call it item field. And this one amount field. And the last one output field. So in our controller we have to create new text fields, which must have the same name as our text fields in the scene builder. Then we have to implement the method that we set to our on action of the button. And as you can see, it already turns green so that it is being used. Now let's just save the input into the output. Before we save our input in our output field, we have to make the output field not editable. For that we just create a constructor. And in here we say output field dot set editable false. Now we can set the text of the output field to item field dot get text plus, to make a little spacing between, plus get text of the amount field. By the way, when creating these text fields, you have to watch out that you use the JavaFX scene control text field. So if you type text field, there are these two classes from which you can choose. Just take the JavaFX scene control and you're good to go. Now we need a few things. First of all, we have to create a primary stage. In our start method, we set our primary stage to the stage right here. Now we need two more things. First of all, an fxml loader and an hbox, because in the hierarchy of our scene builder, we have an hbox at the top. So now we have to get the fxml file. For that we type loader equals new fxml loader in the name of the class, which is main.class.getResource, and here we paste the location, which in our case is /scenes/main scene.fxml. Then we have to load this fxml into the hbox. So h equals loader.load. And we have to assign the controller. So for that, we create a new object of our main controller. Let's just call it main. And main equals loader.getController. So now we have to create a new scene. Let's call it main. And it's equal to a new scene with age as a children. Then we have our primary stage. Have to set the scene, which is main. And we have to show the primary stage. If we hit run now, you can see that everything is working fine. I can insert an item, for example, garlic, amount 1. I have to make the text bigger, but I can do this later. And if I hit save, you can see it's displayed here. I would say that's it for this video. If you did enjoy it, it would be very nice if you could leave a like. Follow me on Instagram to get daily content by me as a computer science student. And yeah, hope to see you guys next time and have a nice one.